If you're single, you are going to have to learn how to enjoy that. I know you probably want a girlfriend. I know society paints singledom as being less fun than being in a relationship, but it doesn't have to be that way. In this video, I'm going to explain to you 4 steps to help you enjoy the single life, even if you're not dating the type of women that you really want yet. This is important because it's going to affect the way that you act around women. A man who doesn't enjoy being single, he tends to take dating way too seriously. He tends to overwhelm women with attention. Maybe he gets nervous when he meets women. He's the type of guy to just push things forward a little too quickly because he's so desperate to stop being single and get into a relationship. But that's no fun for the women that come into his life. Now, compare that with the man who enjoys being single. He tends to be a lot more relaxed around women. He feels free to tease them and have fun on his dates. He is not the type of guy to bombard women with texts. In fact, it can often be quite difficult to get hold of him and get his attention because he's normally out doing other things. Maybe he's even dating other women, and this is what inspires more women to chase him. Okay, so with that in mind, here is my list of 4 steps to help you enjoy the single life. Step 1 is to create a life that you love, whether or not there's a woman in it. A lot of single guys, they have the attitude that if they get a girlfriend, that's going to fix all of their problems and solve their misery. This attitude fuels neediness. It's a far better strategy to build a life that you love, whether or not there's a woman in it, okay? So start hanging out with more friends, develop hobbies, travel, start a side hustle that makes you a bit more money. Have a purpose that makes you excited to get out of bed in the morning that is more important than texting women all day. This is not only going to help you build a life that a woman wants to be a part of, but it's also going to help you to stop being so desperate to have a woman in your life. Step 2 is to improve your flirting. Now, flirting is a skill that can be improved just like any other. Once you realize that and start treating dating as a skill, it becomes a lot easier to enjoy it. This is not only because it's going to give you hope that you can do better in the future, even if you're not where you want to be now, but also men just tend to inherently enjoy leveling up a skill. That's why so many men love video games. But this is a skill, unlike video games, that will get you laid once you get good at it. Step 3 is to stop taking rejection so personally. The fear of rejection is the #1 thing that stops men from approaching the women they're attracted to. And the cure for this is to stop taking rejection so personally. Now, I've written an entire free ebook for you guys called How to Conquer Social Anxiety. And there's an entire chapter in this book with ideas and strategies to help you stop taking rejection so personally. So if this is a problem that you struggle with, I would recommend you go ahead and download that book right now. It's free and there's a link for it in the description. Go ahead and read that. In this video, I'm going to suggest an attitude that really helped me, and that is realizing that women, if you've just met them, they can't reject you. They can only reject the few seconds or the few minutes of your personality that you decide to show them, okay? They can only reject your audition. They can't reject who you are as a person because they don't know who you are as a person. Okay, now Kieran and I, the Game Global coaches, we have spent years practicing how to meet women in the streets and in bars and clubs. The worst thing that has personally happened to me is that they said no. I think one time in Oxford Street in London, some man intervened and was like, "Oh, excuse me, I don't think she likes talking to you." I know Kieran once a woman looked him in the eye and said, "Why would I want to talk to you?" and then walk off. That's as bad as it's going to get. Okay, now compare that to the thousands of successes we've enjoyed that range from, you know, getting a phone number but it not leading anywhere, all the way to landing dates, getting hookups, and enjoying long-term relationships. The rewards far outweigh the potential risks. And step 4 is to focus on the magic of being single. Once you get over your approach anxiety and stop taking rejection so personally, the world becomes your playground. You realize you can meet women anywhere and make something happen out of nothing. I met my ex-girlfriend in a queue for ramen noodles. Kieran met his ex-girlfriend at the pet store. Okay, I have hundreds of stories like this, and the spontaneity of these moments make me feel alive. Kieran and I, we go to the club sober, expecting to have fun with tons of new people. Our excitement to meet new people basically rubs off on them, and most people we meet end up being our friends. Now compare that to how I used to feel. I used to go to the club hoping that one woman would be nice to me so that I can stop feeling so sorry for myself. Now hopefully you can see the difference in these attitudes. Being single is magical because you will never know who you're going to meet and what experiences you're going to enjoy. Perhaps it's time you started focusing on these upsides. Now, the last thing I'm going to say is that enjoying the single life is going to make it easier to find a partner who is extremely suitable for you. Okay, this isn't just because enjoying the single life is more attractive, so you're going to attract more women because they like a man who enjoys his life and has a positive attitude about things, but also it's going to inspire you to hold on and wait for the perfect woman to get into a relationship with. What a lot of guys who don't enjoy being single do is they latch on to the first woman who will accept them and settle into a relationship with them, even though that's not really the type of woman that they hope they would end up with. Okay, that's not the recipe for a lasting relationship, is it? So I hope that you take these tips into mind, start enjoying the single life, and that the end result is that you will end up falling in love with a woman who is amazing. If you want some more advice on this video, I've written a book. It's called The Thrill of the Chase. This book explains my entire journey, recovering from a terrible breakup where I was cheated on, learning how to enjoy being single again, and eventually, ultimately learning how to attract the women that I really wanted. This is basically a summary of all the important things I've learned from being in the seduction community. If you're new to this community and you're a beginner to the world of men's dating advice, this is a fantastic book for you. You can learn more by clicking the link in the description and the pinned comment. Other than that, my name is Joe. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll speak to you real soon.